Hello and welcome to the Path of Least Resistance. My name is Versailles, and today we're going to be going through challenges 41 through 50 of the January 2025 monthly challenges. Challenge number 41 is Zed. Special rules are guided meditation, game start, all players start with 10 mana gems, and Sovereign's Domination. Epic round start. The foe summons an ephemeral copy of the player's strongest follower that died last round. That's Viego's power. And for this, we're going to be using Elder Dragon to take advantage of the guided meditation. And we're going to be using Banshee's Veil to give spell shield and 2 Curator's Gatebreakers. You could potentially use 3 Curator's Gatebreakers. That would be fine. You might just kill Zed as soon as you play Elder Dragon, which sounds pretty good. And we want to take something that synergizes or decide that we don't really care. We can just skip here. And if we get cost reduction, that would be good because then we could play Elder Dragon as soon as possible, but we don't find that. We go into Zed, whose power is Blade in the Darkness. Round end, if the player's Nexus took damage this round, the foe's strongest unit strikes it. And because of guided meditation, we do want to keep strong cards here. And it does look like you can just play Elder Dragon anyway, so anything I was worried about isn't actually a concern.
The dark beckons. Do not fear the shrouded path. I walk your path alone.
What would you wish to learn? It's Draven time. Draven.
Do not fear the shrouded path.
I walk your path alone.
I will teach you.
Showtime.
We're not quite able to break through there. Yeah,
No greater
happens.
gift than knowledge.
Is this behind you?
No problems whatsoever. Took longer than I wanted it to, though. Challenge 42 is Darius and Gangplank. Special rules are on natural selection, the player's units have evolved, and let's rock. Round start, the foe summons a rockfall path if they don't have one. And we're using Kai'Sa with full build, Banshee's Veil, and Crown Guard Inheritance. And we go into Darius, whose power is Hemorrhage. Round end, deal 1 to the player's Nexus for each something the foe has. For each unit the foe has. There we go. Unit was the word I was looking for. Don't know why I couldn't find it, but that's life. I kind of don't want to play anything right here because it's going to die to the rockfall path anyway, but not taking damage is a good practice. I think Kai'Sa will probably evolve as soon as it's down, so we might want to just save that for next round because we're not going to win here anyway.
When we look ahead, we know how to prepare. Step away.
You are coming with me.
Nothing can stop me.
Their every move just makes me stronger.
Run like a cat.
Speak to me. Tell me what you're doing.
Now we should be fine.
They'll keep retreating.
We'll take Colossal Hammer for extra damage. And at the healer, we'll remove our worst card, which is maybe Thorn of the Rose here. And we go into Gangplank, whose power is the Saltwater Scourge. Round start, the foe summons a Powder Keg. The first time the foe starts the round with less than 20 health, summon a The Dreadway.
If I can save a life, I must. Time. They need time. When we look ahead, we know how to prepare. I will do what
And we'll just open attack here. That'll let us play
We have something
our
to fall
Kai'Sa and
for.
get the advantage of the Crown Guard inheritance.
Adding to the arsenal. I must. There's nowhere to hide. They'll keep retreating.
Not sure why they didn't block there, but doesn't really matter. Challenge 43 is Misfortune and Caitlyn. Special rules are P and Z discount and iterative enhancements. Round start, the foe summons the next turret. Not sure why I decided to use Tahm Kench here, but I definitely did. We're using the Troll King's Crown, Berserker's Buckle, and Warmog's Armor. Regen is really nice. Overwhelm is really nice. Berserker's Buckle is really nice. So all that works together. On Misfortune, we'll probably take pings every so often, so we'll get a little bit of an advantage there. And Caitlyn, every time she does her
Sure you can have
flash bomb traps, will also grow. So Tahm Kench is good into this. I don't know if he's the best into this, but it should be fine.
I'm one of the good guys.
And we drew no cards that were playable. Probably something I should have considered in the mulligan.
You gotta leave the bay to see the ocean. Adventure calls!
Looking for trouble. Keep firing.
And there it was quite likely that Lounging Lizard was better. Probably eat the guy with Challenger. I think that'll make it so they continue to non-attack us.
Look who's come aboard.
Okay. It's a choice.
Love ya.
Sure, there's something for my taste.
I think I want to eat Crackshot Corsair. That'll give us 1 damage here. Never mind.
Do enjoy prospecting.
Then we'll play Citrus Courier. Attack again. They did end up taking damage, which was kind of unavoidable against Misfortune, but it wasn't a concerning amount. We'll take Mana Deposit, that'll help us play a lot more. And we'll go for this Champion Item Chest, taking Ante up so we can play on round 1.
I'm on the
And we go into Caitlyn, whose power is on the case. Round start, the foe plants 1 Flash Bomb Trap in the top 8 cards of the player's deck. We'll drop Tahm Kench here. Can't eat Caitlyn yet, so we'll eat this.
Allow me a small river always provides.
I don't think this attack is correct, so I'm just gonna hold. Now we do have the ability to eat Caitlyn, so we're good. If we do that, they will make another Caitlyn though, so I might want to hold it for a little bit.
Feels better
We can block. Now we'll go ahead and eat Caitlyn. Can play Caitlyn. I think we just attack. We can eat the other Caitlyn here. I don't know that there's a point in Tentacle Smash. My guess is that is not enough damage, but it's fine. We have Citrus Courier.
Just keeping the peace.
And this should be plenty. Challenge 44 is Zed and Lee Sin with Mortal Marks. When any player summons a unit, set its health to 1. And with Stand, rounds start, grant the foe's units +0/+1 so their units will grow. And then for this I decided to use Jinx with Double Guardian Angel and Loose Cannon's Payload. There are a lot of ways you can play Jinx. And typically just Jinx existing wins the game. My guess is that in choosing to do this, I don't remember already from looking at the list initially, is that there weren't 3 small stuff, so I decided to use some on Mortal Marks instead. Normally I would save Jinx for anything with small stuff. And then Zed's power is Blade in the Darkness. Round end, if the player's Nexus took damage this round, the foe's strongest unit strikes it. Also not sure why we decided against what's the thing? Scourge's Stash. Because then we could have played Jinx on round 1, so that's an interesting choice. But honestly, it's Jinx, so nothing matters anyway. Maybe I just thought it would be funny to watch. For example, if you pop out your Jinx with Double Guardian Angel, it's pretty funny to watch. But Scourge's Stash is objectively correct, so I'm not sure why I didn't do it. I'll take cost reduction with Power Riff, and then we'll remove our worst card, which is Amateur Aeronaut. And we go into Lee Sin, whose power is Always Listening. When the foe's unit attacks, create two resonating strikes in hand. They cost 0.
Master yourself, master your enemy.
And we didn't draw Jinx here, so that's going to slow us down a little bit. But we do have a bunch of cards that draw cards, so it should be okay. And even if not, it's still a Jinx deck, so there's not really an issue. I'm gonna pow that guy so he can't use Resonating Strike. That'll keep him from getting spell triggers.
Beware the dragon spirit.
I won't stand by.
Just you and me, Fishbone. Here's to the counter. Take that!
My friends.
And that is that. I think that's that. Yes. Challenge 45 is Fiora. Special rules are Butcher's Block. All units have Plunder, grant me +1/+1, and Rock Too Hard. Round start, deal 1 to all the players' units. For this we're using Kindred, Guardian Angel, Double Stalker's Blade. One thing we do have to watch out for is when they revive at 1 hit point, the Rock Too Hard will kill him. So we need to just be aware of that and kind of make sure that doesn't happen. Which actually makes this Teemo probably pretty bad. But we'll take Immortal here and that'll be good. And then Fiora's power is Time to Duel. When one of the foe's allies challenges an enemy, give the ally +1/+1 and tough this round. As I've said every time, Kindred is a perfect counter to Fiora. Fiora never gets the opportunity to level, and you can just remove her at literally any point that you want. And that's a pretty good power. So we're gonna go ahead and take a little bit of damage there. It's fine. Should have done that. This makes no sense. Play the Teemo to attack with the Teemo. Doesn't really benefit us hugely, but why not? Then here we'll play Kindred and we'll get rid of a couple units. As you can see, when this Fiora attacks, we're perfectly able to just remove her from the board, so she never gets anything out of it. I think I want to play this to kill an ally. This will level up Kindred, which will then allow us to get past the Rock Too Hard ability by making Kindred bigger every round.
I'm actually here.
And same thing here, we can just get rid of our Phantom Prankster, and then Fiora can't do anything. And do you want to create more Kindreds? And we'll kill this to grow our Kindred. I think we need them to have another unit for Crumble to really be effective. But we can kill our own unit here. Then we attack. And that is that. Challenge 46 is Tahm Kench, and I forgot to pick what we're using. Darius and Tahm Kench. Special rules are Price of Progress and Power Overwhelming. The player's spells cost 2 less, the player's units cost 1 more, and round end grant the foe's units +1/+1. And for this we're going to be using Master Yi, assuming I can find him. I think he's a 3-star and higher than level 30. Okay. Relics are the Chameleon's Necklace, Full Build, and Crown Guard Inheritance. Basically, on round 2, we'll be able to play Master Yi, make him infinitely statted, and win the game. We'll have to press a lot of buttons, which is the worst part, but it will win, so it's good. I don't see anything I like, so we're going to move on. Darius' power is Hemorrhage. Round end, deal 1 to the player's Nexus for each unit the foe has. And with the amount of Master Yis we have in hand, we're not going to have any problems not having him, even if we do draw this Poppy here. You don't have to worry about anything weird here. Darius has no mana, so we're not going to get stunned. Because of Crown Guard Inheritance, we only need half the power before we attack. And I guess we take Vampiric Scepter, doesn't really matter. And we remove a card to give us a higher chance of drawing our champions. Then we go into Tahm Kench, whose power is Big Feast. When the foe summons a unit, grant it +0/+3. And again, we just pass this first turn. Play our Master E. Opponent's out of mana, so we automatically win the game. As I said, we do have to press a lot of buttons here. So we don't have quite enough damage here, so I need to press a couple more buttons. And this will get blocked, so we need to press even more buttons. Not sure if 31's enough. Yeah, it's not. That is though. Challenge 47 is Ezreal. Special rules are nautical nuisance. Round end refill all, or round start refill all players' spell mana, and Hemorrhage. That's Darius' power that deals 1 to our nexus for every unit the foe has. And for this we're using LeBlanc with Guardian Angel and Double Stalker's Blade. I've said this before in other videos, I think LeBlanc is an excellent counter to Ezreal. The only thing that can really mess you up is if you get hit with a late Detective Swap Bot, because that'll switch your stats over and give it to them, and that can be pretty terrible for you. But assuming that doesn't happen, you have the ability to win pretty easily by countering anything they do. Ezreal's power is target practice. The foe's spells cost 1, round start, create a fleeting static shock in the foe's hand. If the foe has leveled a champion, create a fleeting true shot barrage instead. And we do want to make sure we have a LeBlanc in hand. So I don't think we can do anything about this. We could put a unit on the board, but I mean, kind of doesn't matter. Now with the extra units, it is worth putting something on the board.
One shot, all skill.
And here we do want to play LeBlanc, but I want to give them a chance to play a card first. They dropped their static shock, so I'm just gonna go ahead and play now. Here's Celestial Wonder. Not super surprising.
Broke my hand, so I got a new one. You know what my future is? Glorious.
They are taking a lot of damage.
No one's the wiser.
This is glorious.
Celestial Wonder will let us block here, and
Moving into sight.
yeah, it should all be fine. Not really sure what this ends up looking like. This should level LeBlanc, which will give us a mirror image. Now that we have mirror image, we should be able to remove all the units from the board. If not this round, then next. But we have taken a lot of damage. And Ezreal is close to leveling up, so I do need to get rid of him.
Smoke and mirrors.
It's not exactly legal, but it is exactly awesome!
A perfect puppet.
I do want to draw some cards here so that I can keep their units down.
We march as one, an unstoppable force.
Look ahead, not behind.
Classic misdirection.
Obviously, Ezreal cannot exist. I do believe we have a winning amount of damage here. Okay, we don't quite have a winning amount of damage here. But we do have Sigil of Malice.
You're paying my game.
That was a bit scarier than I thought it was going to be, that's for sure. Getting stunned early meant we weren't able to level up LeBlanc, which means we didn't have access to mirror image, so we couldn't clear the board as fast as we wanted to. And overall it worked out, but yeah, it was close. Challenge 48 is Yasuo. Special rules are all of them. We have Crafty Portals, which is Vandal City Discount, Vicious Enemy, Calling for Aid at the start of round 7, the foe summons a random level 2 champion, and Small Stuff when the player summons a unit, set it to 1/1. We are going to be using Jinx here. I have the double Guardian Angel build. I think that'll be fine. I might want to replace a Guardian Angel with Scourge's Stash, though. I feel like getting Jinx on the board earlier is just going to be more important than one-shotting our opponent as soon as Jinx is on the board. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We do have to worry about if Yasuo is ever on the board, because the attack will then remove our units because our unit will only have 1 hit point and Yasuo's ability will do 2. So it's just something that we need to be aware of. I'll take Zoe because there's a bunch of cheap spells or cheap things to play there, so we'll be able to do a little bit of damage. I think that'll be important. And Farsight Alteration on Jinx, that'll make sure that we draw Jinx to start with. Pow Pow giving us units is probably good as well.
My destination. Tell you when I get
And Yasuo's power is Gathering Storm. When the foe's units attack, stun the player's weakest unit and the foe draws 1. And I'm totally fine with having 2 Jinx in hand. That does not make me feel bad at all.
life's the best teacher you'll get.
Riddle me something cool! I call this constellation the Jump Rope!
We don't want any trouble.
So here we're going to drop our first Jinx. Actually, 2 Jinx in hand makes no sense because you always lose 1. And we'll go ahead and kill Yasuo. 2 Super Mega Death Rocket.
Follow the wind. Watch your back.
Now it's a party! Anything else? Stick your lip out and give 'em puppy eyes. Trust me.
Don't believe removing that will get me my unit back. So we'll just play around it.
My first big mission.
Come on,
Or just replay it, I guess. I'm not playing around anything. And I'm just gonna kill it.
Time to go.
And at this point, I should be able to just kill Jinx and win the game, but I'm not sure for sure. So we're just gonna keep going here.
Oh, part of the plan. I can just meet up.
Terrain here is
Obviously no problems because we use Jinx. Jinx is very good. Challenge 49 is Viego and Kai'Sa. Special rules are Mountain Peak. Game start, the foe summons a Targon's Peak. Round to end, all players draw 1. And Chorus of Power. Round start, the foe gets an extra mana gem for each unit they have. For this, I'm using Aurelion Soul. I hate Kai'Sa. And our relics are Crown Guard Inheritance, Troll King's Crown, and Tempest Blade. I don't think I've ever played Aurelion Soul before without epic relics, so we're going to go ahead and see how this goes. I mean, I'm sure it'll be fine, it's Aurelion Soul. One thing I was worried about is that Viego has the ability to do like a round 1 Dawning Shadow, and like that could be bad for something that's not expecting it. So I just wanted to make sure that I had a counter for that. And then also, like I said, Kai'Sa. I don't like Kai'Sa's very strong. If she pulls Deathless, it's hard to remove her. So I always try to do something that will just remove her immediately. And I think this is the best way to do it. We also have Targon's Peak, which if it targets Aurelion Soul, you know, is an auto game win.
I have my orders.
You just take this.
And here's where I'd paint my constellation.
Come, the journey ahead is long.
Try to get him to use his mana so that he doesn't have enough for Dawning Shadow. I think at this point I'm probably willing to risk it, but we'll go ahead and do this attack first. And because of the Crown Guard Inheritance, we're going to rally here, so it doesn't matter that we did the attack first. And Aurelion Soul is plenty big enough to just win the game here. Again, I'm talking like there's a chance that anything could beat Aurelion Soul. There's not. So it really doesn't matter. But we still keep with like good fundamentals, and that, you know, it's just, even though it doesn't matter, it's still good to know what you're doing, I guess. Mana Deposit on Katarina would have been instantly game winning. And then we go into Kai'Sa, whose power is Rapid Evolution. Round start, the foe grants each of their units +1/+1 and a random keyword. It's just like, that is a very strong power. Imagine if you had that. Imagine if that was on Bard, for example. You would just win the game. So that's why I don't like Kai'Sa. You get it, you know.
And here's where I'd paint my constellation.
No one's the wiser.
Let the bloodshed violence solve everything.
It's weird that Katarina didn't make the Blade's Edge. Just kind of planning on that.
Never play fair. I'll show you how to fight. I know what they are. I know how to destroy them. I'm learning.
And so we've stripped the spell shield. We're going to drop Aurelion Soul. That'll give us rally. Although we already rallied because we played Katarina. And we picked the Scourge, which will give us Overwhelm on everything. We already have Overwhelm from Troll Kings. And we attack and win. Obviously that was never going to be a problem, but that's what we like. We want these fights to not be a problem. And finally we have challenge 50, which is Draven and Fizz. Special rules are Arcane Missions, game start. All players start with 3 spell mana and calling for aid. At the start of round 7, the foe summons a random level 2 champion. For this I'm using Nidalee. I just needed something to play. That said, I haven't played Nidalee in a while, so I actually can't remember how she works. For this I'm using Lost Chapter, which with Arcane Missions probably isn't necessary, but I'm going to be using her a couple times in a row, so we're doing that. We also have Corrupted Star Fragment to eat our Ephemeral Nidalees and the Troll King's Crown. I think there are various other builds you can use that might be better, that might lead more to infinite combos, but I mean, I tend to like this. And we're going to go ahead and take Kale there. Black Cleaver is great. I was also tempted to take this Gift Giver, but probably doesn't matter. Then we go into Draven, whose power is God among Gladiators. Round end, the foe summons a Draven if he isn't in play. When Draven attacks, give him +1/+0 and double attack this round. And we do want to make sure we start with Nidalee. It's basically game winning. So you play it as a bush. Then you ambush, and then you attack? Maybe I should have prowled first.
This one will be easy prey.
When I was a bush. That probably would have won the game right there. But I didn't do that, so here we are.
All outsiders do not belong in my jungle.
I'm not using Crown Guard Inheritance. That's fun. Doesn't actually matter, but I feel like I normally do. I'll take mana deposit. That'll be nice. I'm gonna go to the spells chest. We can get something good on like Prowl. That's probably fine. And then we go into Fizz, whose power is Mercurial Nature. Round start, the foe creates in hand a fleeting spell that costs 3 or less from their regions. It costs 1 less. And again, we do want to make sure we have Nidalee. And here we do. So we'll go ahead and drop Nidalee. This time, we will prowl first. And then we will ambush. And then we will attack. And then we will get nerfed. It's kind of sad.
Help. So cool.
Will say I definitely did not expect stress defense.
All outsiders do not belong in my jungle. I have their scent.
And that is that. That is challenges 41 through 50 for the January 2025 monthly challenges. The Ezreal with Darius' power was a little unexpected on how hard it was, but aside from that, I think everything was fine. Let's go ahead and look to see what we get from our gold star vessel. and it is P and Z Nova shards, which is cool. I don't need more P and Z shards, and I really want Runeterra shards, but you know what, you take what you can get. And that is all. Thank you for watching. If you like what I'm doing, like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.